Hey guys, Will Secure here. Today I'm going to be giving you my opinion and thoughts on Star Wars Resistance, the new TV show on Disney XD. So let's get right into the video. This show's been out for a couple months now. I haven't really watched that much of it. I've watched maybe 6 episodes or something. So not too much. But here's my thoughts on it anyway. So first off, I want to say I've watched the episodes simply because, I don't know, there was not much else, really, that I wanted to do with my time as opposed. And when I saw the episodes, I actually kind of liked them. I don't really have a way to watch them every single week, but the ones I have seen, I'm going to be honest here, I have enjoyed. The thing is, when Rebels first came out, I was just off the Clone Wars buzz, and when it came out, I was very much disappointed, because it was more of a kiddie show. Rebels was in its early stages, at least, and I wasn't a fan. I didn't watch it whatsoever. Now this show comes out after Rebels, and to be honest, now that I've accepted that this is not going to be a show that will appeal to everyone, I realized it is going to be solely for kids. And because I realized that, I now enjoy the show because I take it for what it is. Rebels, they seem to try to take themselves more seriously than they actually were by bringing back characters that would appeal to older fans. Resistance, however, apart from Poe and Leia, doesn't really do that. And I really appreciate that about the show, because it realizes that it is a show for kids, and so they don't try to bring in, the nostalgic people like myself who are just going to watch anything Star Wars. They're trying to target a more child audience, while Rebels, on the other hand, although they said they were targeting kids, really they knew the people who are going to watch them were mainly adults because they bring these characters that everyone loves. And that's one of the reasons why I'm not a huge fan of Rebels. I will talk about Rebels in another video because I do have some interesting thoughts on that show. But right now I'm talking about Resistance, and, if I see it as, it's just a kids show. So therefore, I enjoy it as one. I don't enjoy it as I enjoy the Clone Wars, because I see that it's not meant for teenagers like myself. And so I can enjoy it, because I see who it's for, and I see that they will like it. And I can enjoy it because it's Star Wars, and it's not too, kids stuff. It's not like Dora the Explorer or anything. So, although I don't really have a way to watch the show on a weekly basis, if I do have an option to, see it, I'll definitely will. Because I do enjoy the show. I don't enjoy it a lot. I enjoy it, though. Because I see who the target audience for, but it still kind of appeals to me, because I kind of like plots like that. Sometimes I just like to kick back and watch some hijinks, like from Scooby-Doo. And this show is, you can see that it's targeted towards kids, which is really just what I love about it, because Rebels tried to target everyone. If Rebels had tried to target kids, I think I would have seen that more and would have enjoyed Rebels more as a show. Although, yeah, as I said, I'll make a video about that, because my opinion did vastly change as the show went on. And the character of Kaz, I do kind of like him. He's a likable guy. He's kind of like Ezra, in a way, but he's much better a character than Ezra was, in my opinion, because, as I said many times before, Kaz the character knows what he's being targeted for. Ezra was just so off the charts on the way his character changed, while Kaz, he always just has this thing, and I love the way that he's trying to be a spy, but he's always just goofing around, and I just like the show of Resistance because it doesn't take itself too seriously. It has some more serious stuff like the Imperial, or rather First Order, coming to the station. And you know what? I'm fine with that, because they make the First Order look like a threat. And to be honest, they kind of make them look better in this show than they do in The Force Awakens and Last Jedi. And that's kind of funny to me. I also kind of like the dynamic of the ace pilots, because they're a bit like vigilantes. Not really, because they're working with the station, but I like how they're not really a security force, but they're like racers, but then they also defend the station. And I kind of like that, because what I really like about that is Kaz is not an ace. When I came into the show, I was expecting Kaz to just be a star pilot, never has to learn anything. But as I see it, I believe that Kaz might have some good character development. And to be honest, Kaz might have a better character development in this show than Rebels will, with Ezra. Because, yeah, I'll talk about that later in a Rebels video. But, you know, I just like Kaz as a character. He's easy to relate to, and he's goofy, and I see how that would appeal to kids. But he's also not too goofy, and that appeals to me. As to how far I think this show will go, I'm really not sure. I'm hoping maybe only 2 seasons. I'd rather other things be in the slots for Star Wars as opposed to this. I like the show, but there's just a number of things that I'm hoping for more than this. But if they do carry it on, at most, I'd like to see 3 seasons. I think 2 is the right number, but at most, I'd say 3, because I don't see how they can keep the story going and still, keep it good for more than 3 seasons. More than 2 seasons, but 3 seasons at most. One thing I'm kind of not into, though, is they bringing, serious stuff like the First Order into the show. To be honest, I enjoy the show how it is, with Kaz just, messing around, and different plots in which, they're just funny. They don't keep me on the edge of my seat, and I like that about them, because I can just sit back and relax. They don't try to throw too much at you, and I like that. And I hope they don't really make the show too serious. I hope that they just, keep it friendly, keep it towards the kids. And that's the beauty of this show, is that it's geared towards kids. And so the fans of this show accept that, and I accept that, because I'm not thinking this is targeted towards me as a huge Star Wars fan, And that's why I enjoy it. And as I said before, I like the sinister nature of the First Order in this show. Like in The Force Awakens, Phasma looks weak. In The Last Jedi, Phasma looks even weaker. And when I came in, I'm like, oh my gosh, Phasma is going to be an epic bad guy who's just going to beat everyone in the Resistance, just going to beat them so bad. Because she's going to be so cool and just so dominant and just pretty cool. But that really wasn't portrayed. And they just showed her as kind of a chump. Just jobbing out to Finn in Force Awakens. Possibly dying in The Last Jedi. And I believe she got less than 4 minutes of screen time in both movies. And I was expecting, a complete savage, Phasma, to me, I thought was going to be awesome. I thought she was going to be, a crazy awesome character. So I was a bit disappointed by that. But in this show, the First Order is sinister. Phasma is sinister. If we didn't know, what happens in Force Awakens and Last Jedi, that hype I had for Phasma coming into Force Awakens, that would have been awesome, because it's oh, look at this. It's a different type of stormtrooper, got the different armor, the different dynamics, and we don't know anything about her, and we think that she's just gonna be able to destroy like every resistance guy, single-handedly. But as I said before, that just wasn't displayed, and that's something I'm really disappointed about. But this show just portrays a lot of things well, and that's really what I enjoy about this show. Anyway, guys, sorry for rambling. I tend to do that quite a bit. And that about rounds up the video. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment, discussion, video idea, anything you want. Just leave it in the comment section below. Keep it positive, and as always, peace out.